And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday, February 24th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We've talked a lot about rain lately. I guess we're going to talk about it a little more today, but on a rainy Thursday, good morning to you. And we are glad to be here, of course, for Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. We've got Paul, we've got Ronnie, the two that are usually here. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Ronnie, how are you?
Doing fine.
Yeah, in spite of the rain?
In spite of the rain, everything is good.
And what about you, Paul Tubbs?
Doing good.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're the dealer. It'll trade for anything you don't eat. A lot of times we start talking about that. We talk about a lot of different things here. What's basically on your mind this morning, Paul?
Well, I was just talking to Chris about some things about new vehicles, and right now it's kind of a struggle. We actually are in the worst shape we've been in a long time. We've sold all of our new inventory. We've actually got 3 new vehicles on our lot right now, which is kind of crazy when we used to keep 100 to 125 new and then an additional 100 used. But one of the vehicles that we do have that is a rare bird that came in is a brand new diesel truck, 2022 F-250 diesel. It's the dark gray. It's very rare we get these diesel trucks. So if somebody's looking for a diesel truck, they better hurry down to Bates Ford this morning because it won't be there long.
Ronnie's waiting to sell it, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Whoever walks in and wants and gets there first.
Right. I think I got somebody on the list. I can give a call and try to get them there.
Oh, well, I know you've done the best you can, and a lot of people have vehicles that they're not using and getting a great price for them, and you're still doing a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very successful at purchasing vehicles off the streets. I had several people call me. I had a lady, had somebody that passed in her family. They ended up selling us their vehicle last week. We had a couple other people. Guy had an extra vehicle, wasn't using. So we've been very successful on that. And our used car inventory, we've maintained that and really been in good shape. It's just an up and down roller coaster with the new, with Ford. And I know it's not just Ford. It's all makes and models and the chips and all this. But, I thought that there was a light at the end of the tunnel here about a month or two ago. We got about 20 vehicles in a matter of 2 weeks, and I thought, well, here we go. And then all of a sudden it dried up pretty quick. Yeah. We do have a really nice Bronco Sport that's there. It's kind of a fire red color that's new, that's come in. Those are very sought after vehicles as well.
What about some of the used ones you might want to talk about, Ronnie?
Well, one of them I want to talk about, we purchased a Chrysler 300, 50,000 miles, V6 car. There's a nice car, been taken care of. A woman owned the car, she drove it. And we talked to them last week. They didn't need but one car. So we purchased that car. That's a nice car. If somebody need a real nice car, that'd be a great car for someone to come in and pick up. And like our used cars, and we also like to thank all the people that bought vehicles that came down and gave us the opportunity to purchase vehicles, because what we do, without the people helping us out like that, we wouldn't have a great used car inventory. So we thank the people for that. If you have anything that you want to turn into cash, please bring it down to Bates Ford.
All right. Well, of course, selling new and used cars is one of the big things, but your service department and all that goes with that is another big thing, and especially those oil changes.
Yeah, I mean, the service is the backbone of our dealership. I mean, we've been very successful. Right now, we are caught up pretty much. We were kind of backed up and in a little bit of a jam there. And I've helped kind of work through some of it. We've actually got back on pace. So, yesterday I was getting oil changes in and out within the hour. So if you got, and I always say this, we don't just slap oil and filter in it. I make my guys do a full inspection. They'll check your brakes, batteries, tires, make sure everything's good to go, roadworthy, as I like to say. And, tires is very important on this rainy day like today. If you don't have good tread, you're going to slide and slip. Ford will meet or beat anybody's price on tires, and we give lifetime rotation when you buy tires. And, we put probably 20, 25 sets a week on, so we're very active in the tire market.
Well, when you think about that and what you offer with the tires, and the same thing with the batteries that you sell, you've got a good warranty, but a very affordable price.
Yeah, and that battery deal, I hadn't seen anybody can touch that. You look at $134.95 installed on most vehicles for free. you get 3-year free replacement and then a 100-month prorated warranty. After the 3 years, it's prorated over time. But I hadn't seen anybody that could touch the price or the warranty. So, Ford offers very competitive prices on stuff like that.
Well, it looks like we're going to have more than our share of rain today, but if you got nothing better to do, Ronnie, I'm sure you'd be glad to entertain somebody talking about a car trade.
Yes, sir. Let's come on down. This liquid sunshine, let's come on down. We'll keep you warm. And then we also got a snack machine back there. We'll try to talk to Paul, see if he open it up and everything will work out.
All right. Well, y'all have a great day, a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Paul Tubbs, he is the dealer operations manager. Been there for 24 years at least. Ronnie Kelly in sales for some 35 years at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main and 11th. They're the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat. 10 minutes after the hour, Fire Chief Chris Dowell is my guest for part one this morning, and he joins us, having been listening attentively here to the Bates Ford commercial, I guess. And how are you? Good morning.
Good. Good morning.
All three of y'all walked in about the same time this morning.
That's right. We trying to dodge the drops of rain when it's falling out there.
I don't guess you have to fight as many fires on a rainy day. In fire rare on a day like this?
No. I mean, actually, the worst ones is today. It's a lot of people think it's outside fires and brush fires and things like that, but people's house can catch on fire when it's raining. You don't never know. 'Cause it could be a short in the wall. It could be a short, outside one of your electrical plugs, and the rain hits it and shorts out, and 9 times out of 10 the breaker will take care of it. But no, it's always the same business as usual when it's raining.
Just because it's a pretty rainy day, then doesn't mean that the firemen are going to just sit there and relax all day necessarily.
No. Well, fire is not my worries on a day like today. It's hydroplaning and wrecks and cutting people out of cars, and still got to run medical calls, and so I mean it's business as usual.
You as busy now as you've ever been. Overall.
I'm busier now than I've ever been. Yeah. Yes, that is a correct statement.
But now you mainly stay within the city limits of Lebanon, right? I mean, I'm sure there's times you go past the city limit sign maybe, but for the most part, you're inside the city.
Yeah, for the most part, but it's picking up out in the county. You know what the county, Wilson County Emergency Management going through right now. Being short and all of that stuff. So, we take care of each other. Either they help us or we help them. Yeah. So when they're short like that, then we run out, and take care of some stuff in the county also.
Well, I haven't heard much about you being short. Are you short much?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's coming.
No, I don't mean the people that you'd like to be able to hire and can't or don't. I'm talking about people leaving and thinking the pasture's greener on the other side and so on.
Well, I've had a few, to leave or whatever, but not as many as them, and that I'm very grateful for that. We try to make it not that they're not, but make it a really, really good work environment, and WEMA's doing the same thing. That was the wrong statement to make there, because it sounds like that they're not doing that. They are doing that. It's just, the pay differential is so different in different places. And so if you're going to go out and do a job, why not get paid,
Let me ask you this, and I'll be honest, I did see a letter to the editor the other day, and they were talking about, I think, the pay per hour.
Right.
Is it really fair to compare an hourly wage when a fireman is on for 24 and off for 48? That's the way a lot of it works. So, but I mean, you're there for 24 hours, which means unless you've got an emergency, you're sleeping, you're eating.
Right.
You don't get paid to when you sleep at another job. And the way the hourly.
Now you're really getting under my skin with that one, because I had to fight this right here 20 years ago, and now we're talking about it again in 2022. So I'm going to correct you on that. Now, if you keep building and bringing houses and things in, these guys are not sleeping. They never was sleeping from the word go. They always train, run calls, clean the station. They're always doing stuff. Now at night they do, we'll go to sleep, but you're gonna get woke up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So it's not what you think it is, far as that goes. So, but here's the thing: we'll be glad to go off the clock if you want to call it at 5 o'clock. We'll go off the clock and see how that works out for you.
Well, what you're talking about, then a call comes in, you don't answer it because you're not on the clock.
That's exactly right. So you either all in or you're all out. So
well,
there's no such thing as sleeping on the clock.
Just thinking that it's a little bit different though, because you're on call, but you still get to eat and sleep and have some downtime. So that's comparing the hourly wage.
You're right, but let's go back. Right. Like I said, 20 years ago, and when we was running 20 years ago, we was running 6 or 7 calls a day.
Yeah.
Now you're running 26 and 29. I've seen it all the way up to 35. So you're not sleeping as much as you think they are. Okay. So, and that's the reason why that so many people are getting worn out because the money is not there. For the work that they do, put it that way.
Okay.
You go in and you get your paramedics license or you get your EMT license, it costs you a ton. It costs you a ton of money to go and get that done. So you've put in all of this money for your career, and then you turn around and come to a job that pays you pennies on the dollar. So don't get me started on that, because that is what it is. And that's on the paramedic, that's on the medical side. And I've got several, and WEMA's got all of theirs doing the same thing. So they're paying this money, and so therefore they're paying this money to help Wilson County people, and seem to be losing some good people because the pay is not. They're not getting paid back for that, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Let's take our break right here. Chris Dow, Lebanon Fire Chief, is with us here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota Exmark. Large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's still running slow over here on 24 eastbound at Haywood Lane as they clean up an accident. It's been out there for at least 6 hours. We've been watching it for at least 3 hours. Again, that's in its clearing stages here on 24 eastbound at Haywood Lane. 24 west, of course, is already crazy slow. This time of the morning coming in from Rutherford County, several cars have hit potholes up and down sections of I-40 eastbound near Charlotte Pike. Please be aware of that this morning and be careful. Warmer weather, it's waiting for you at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and our vehicle purchase program has been a huge success. If you got something you want to sell, bring it to Bates Ford for a cash offer. Even if you owe money, we'll pay it off and give you the difference. And on the service side, we got some great deals. We got the Works program, which includes an oil change and a tire rotation, the cheapest oil change in town, the cheapest battery in town for $134 installed on most vehicles. That's Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat.
All right. We thank you for joining us here on a rainy Thursday morning, and Chris Dow, Fire Chief, is my guest. Chris, I want to just call to mind here something that Center Stage Theater is doing. We had them here. Mitchell Van Treese was my guest Monday on the second half, but last weekend and again this weekend at the June and Bill Heidel Fine Arts Center at Cumberland, they're presenting this play, which is called "And in This Corner, Cassius Clay." And it's a story of Cassius Clay before he became Muhammad Ali, from when he was age 12 through age 18 when he won the gold medal at the 1960 Olympics. And we all remember, if we don't remember Cassius Clay, we remember Muhammad Ali.
That's exactly right. And but Mitchell puts on a good show anyway, I
have come to really enjoy talking with him when he comes out here. And I confess I haven't seen one of his shows. I'm going to one of these times.
Very smart man. He's good at what he does.
Well, let me tell everybody it was same last weekend as it is this weekend. It's a Friday and Saturday production at 7 o'clock, and then Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And I think you can get tickets at the door, and that's not a problem. And the Heidel Fine Arts Center at Cumberland is a nice place to have almost anything, and especially a play like this.
Right.
I understand it went over really well, and if you didn't see it and want to, they would welcome you this weekend. What else is? I tell you what I want to talk about for a minute, because I pass by your place occasionally on Coles Ferry Pike. That was there was a building there that when it was first built, this was the Wilson County Fair.
Right.
Held there, and that building was built for the fair, and I'm guessing in the mid-'60s, somewhere along in there.
Right.
And the city took over the property at some point, and you came up with this idea. I want to move my headquarters there.
That's exactly right, and it went through so far. Right now, I'm working on the third mayor with that. I started out with Mayor Craighead, and then Mayor Ash.
Was that a hard sell?
Not really, because if I had guys to go in there that of course firemen do all kinds of stuff. They're brick masons, they're carpenters, they're a little bit of everything.
Electricians, probably.
Electricians, yeah. But we had actually, I'm going to give a shout out to Spec Electric. He come in and helped us out with that part because we're not certified to do that. So,
okay.
And Greg Holbrook come in and did some work for us, and so all of that stuff, mostly of that stuff was donated. So. When we seen the opportunity to get that building from Miss Floyd, which is one of my biggest supporters, and I need to go back and see her, and also Miss Polly Riggins, and so I have to mention them on the radio because they have my back. So I mention them every time I'm out here, but. That getting back to the building or whatever, that's probably one of the best things that I believe that we've done at the fire department.
Okay, let me interrupt you here, because we had 3 or 4 fire stations then, and I think weren't you working out of the building up there that had been a fire station?
That's right,
at the corner of
Hartman.
Yeah, Hartman and Bypass.
And the Bypass, yeah,
Bador Parkway, and. There'd been some problems with that building up there. Was that one of the reasons you wanted to get out of there?
I wanted to get out of there because it was too small.
Right.
We do a lot of stuff, and we've got trying to put some props in it now to where we can just train inside of that. Out here at our fire tower, out behind the police department, we kind of lost that when, the police department, built their big building, and it's hard to get in and out of there, and stuff has been stored in it and things of that nature. So we kind of need our own to where we don't have to travel. And also on one side of town, you pull 3 and 4, stations 3 and 4 up to train, then that leaves that side of town kind of vacant for a minute, even though they can get back there within 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Right now, running all these medical calls, 5 or 6 minutes makes a big difference. 1 or 2 minutes makes a big difference.
Well, you evidently had some sort of vision here, and I'll be honest, I haven't been in there, but I know if you've done as much, and you've probably done more on the inside than you have the outside, but you've got an attractive building there. Now,
well, I thank you. I appreciate that. You may be the only one that's ever said that, but, we did. We had a vision. We went in. Like I said, the guys worked on it. I don't take full credit for this. I mean, I take full credit for getting the building because that was a fight, but there were some that wanted to turn it into a kids' entertainment hall and all when you got the Floyd Center right next door. So it was an uphill battle. But once we got the building, we all sat down, put our heads together and say, hey, what is the best that we can do out of this building? So now we have room to grow. We can actually do, if we get the back parking lot back there done and get it graveled, we can actually do our EVOC, our driver's training. Back there, we run our pump test from back there. We run our hose testing from back there. So it just works out. We got a good spot.
Is there anybody now that maybe didn't buy into the idea in the beginning who still is in a derogatory mood regarding it, or is most people think?
No, I think it's all good now. At least I hadn't heard anything, but. I mean, what bad can you say about a building that looks that good, you know? And so we're right across the school, right across the street from the schools. We're right in the middle of pretty much the Lebanon Special District school zone. So, you know, and we at one time we had a meeting with Mr. Benson and Mike Kurtz and several of them over there. If anything ever happened at the school, then we have a great big garage. Then we just shuttle them down to the garage, and that'll be their safe haven, you know, for parents to come and pick them up. So it all works out.
Well, now that's where your office is, and that's where when you're in the office, I mean, and you're there a good part of the day, aren't you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What else you got there? I haven't been inside.
Oh, you hadn't? Well, you need to come over and get a tour of the place. But
tour.
Yeah, that's right. But no, our fire inspectors are in there. Of course, both our assistant chiefs, our EMS coordinators in there, our radio communications guys in there. Our training is done there by, you know, our training division chief, and so everything's there. And so then we store our engines when one breaks down. We bring it there, and they come and work on it there while we got, you know, the reserve out running the streets or whatever. They'll come there and they'll work on it in our garage. Source, and I don't know if you know this or not. Well, you probably do. But when the tornado hit, we stored all the supplies and stuff in there, and people were coming up there to get it. So it services the whole citizens.
Actually,
of Lebanon.
I hadn't heard that, but you have put it to good use.
Oh yeah. We've put it to good use.
What else? You mentioned maybe the parking area to the back and improving that, but as far as inside the building, is it about finished with that? Anything else you're going to do?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the props and things of that nature. So, you know, we stay on top of our game with the training aspect of it. So Lebanon's growing, and the faster it grows, you know, we got to try to keep up. And so a lot of and some of it we can't do. Like we've got some specialized training that we're going to do here in the near future to accommodate. There's one thing that we've been kind of putting off is you know, jet fuel and things of that nature out at the airport. And you know, who knows, one of these days you may have a commercial jet that has to land there or something. So we want to be prepared for that also.
Well, I know you are paying some attention to the news and the fact that Russia has invaded part of Ukraine.
Right.
They're already talking about what's the price of gasoline.
Yeah.
And it's already been going up for the last year, quite a bit higher than it was a year ago. And now we don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
what's going to happen, how far they're going to intrude, or if this will be settled, or if we got a big war on our hands.
Well, that's true. You don't know. Here's the thing. I live my life minute to minute. You don't never know. I mean, yeah, there might be a war going on, or there might be all kinds of stuff going on in the city or whatever, but you can drop dead anytime. So
well, that's true, but you're still planning for tomorrow.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
still planning. We'll soon be planning for next year,
right?
And you're going to have to consider that in your budget whenever, especially if the price of gasoline continues to go up.
Oh yeah, on that aspect,
have a bigger line item.
That's right, on that aspect. Yeah, but here's the thing: you just and I'm sure that the Stewart is the finance director. I'm sure that he's probably got a close eye on that too, along with him and Lee Clark. So. With that being said, they're going to get us the fuel to put in fire engines and things of that nature. So once that line item gets down, they make adjustments. They're pretty good about making adjustments, and because that's unforeseen stuff there that we can't control.
Well, we do have a pretty good rainy day fund in the city of Lebanon.
It's healthy.
Push comes to shove, we can always tap into that a little bit. So
yeah, I think so.
You don't need to though, unless it's a dire emergency, in my opinion.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, but there's probably the rainy day fund is one thing, but I think our economy is doing really, really, really well right now. It better be with all these houses that are coming in and all these apartments and stuff that are going up. So.
Well,
it's got to be doing.
We're nearly out of time here, but when I hear the price that's mentioned for just an apartment, and maybe a young couple or a small young family that's kind of getting started,
Right.
and the amount of money they have to pay to rent something, I mean, it staggers me.
Well, okay, and that's a good point. Now let's go back and revisit what you talked about a while ago as far as employees leaving here and going somewhere else. They got school that they have to maintain and pay for those bills that they went to paramedic school.
Yeah.
Now they got to have a place to live. So we're not keeping up with the economy and what we're dishing out here in Lebanon and Wilson County. Does that make sense? It's all placed together that you already know that they're renting for $1,800. So if they make that kind of money over there at WEMA or Lebanon Fire, for that matter, I can't speak for anybody else, but if they're making X amount of dollars, and you already know $1,800 of it's gone, then what's enticing,
Yeah.
So we got to get right. We got to do a whole lot better than what we're doing.
Well, that's at least some of what you're up against.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us as always. See you next month.
Yes, sir.
Chris Dow, Lebanon Fire Chief. That's part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford, and they've got that regular oil change, $28.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, $16.73 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It looks like they're minutes away from opening back up completely on 24 eastbound at Haywood Lane. It's been crazy up through there for at least the last 5 hours on that earlier crash. Some flooding out here this morning to be concerned with. Give yourself plenty of extra travel time as it builds pretty good now on I-40 coming in through Kingston Springs. Warmer weather is waiting for you at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. Log on to PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
After facing the strongest non-conference schedule in the nation, the Cumberland University Phoenix baseball team opens Mid-South Conference play February 25th and 26th against the Thomas More University Saints in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. You can hear all the action on either WANT-FM 98.9, WCOR 1490 AM, WANTFM.com, or GoCumberlandAthletics.com. Go Phoenix!
It's tax time, and Cars Unlimited Tax Service is locally owned and has 33 years of experience in preparing taxes. They advance loans of up to $6,000. They're also an authorized IRS e-file provider. Call 615-449-2955 or stop by 1006 West Main Street in Lebanon. Cars Unlimited Tax Service stands ready to help you prepare your taxes.
Today's forecast calls for showers and storms with highs climbing into the upper 50s. On Friday, we do dry out and cool down. Temperatures for Friday only top out in the upper 40s. For Saturday, skies will be cloudy with highs in the 40s. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday morning. Heather Sadler joins us now. Let me say Heather Sadler Gallagher. Get that right. Heather, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Trying to stay dry, and I'll bet you are too.
That's exactly the goal for the day.
Well, we've got our usual to talk about, of course, the Pavilion Senior Living here in Lebanon at 1409 Medical Center Drive, just north of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And 5 years last August, I believe, when you opened the doors. Is that right?
That's right.
And
We're
still going strong.
still going strong, and and celebrating every day as we go, as we keep moving forward. So we are, of course, on that campus, we not only just serve assisted living and memory care, but we also have our short-term rehab and our long-term care buildings. So we've got, if you get on Medical Center Drive, you're going to find the whole campus, and we've served residents there for since 2010. So we just added more services 5 years ago.
Well, what's it like in a rainy day like this? Do people get down a little bit and it rains all day, or you just don't let them?
Well, no, we stay pretty busy. Today will be, we've got movies today, and then we've got I think we've got a peanut auction on tap. Our memory care is working on a quilt, actually. They're doing it. It's like one of those tying quilts. It's pretty cool to see. So we stay pretty busy, and of course we have to have 3 meals a day, and that takes precedent over everything to make sure we get to mealtime and get to catch up with our residents and our friends and family. So we stay pretty busy on these days.
Well, any COVID related news we need to mention this morning?
No, right now we're all clear. We're still asking families and visitors to wear masks when they come in, and that's kind of we're still screening and we're still looking. But knock on wood, praise the Lord, we're all clear right now, and still try to stay vigilant ahead of it.
Yeah. Well, I know there's been some challenging times for you, but you seem to have weathered the storm quite well. The last year and a half, 2 years, and things seem to have gotten better, maybe in the last few months. But there's a need for what you do, and there's probably always going to be. And the better you can do that, even in the face of adversity, the better we all are. So, what do you say about that?
I think we've learned a lot over the past 2 years. I think we've learned, the value of communication with our families over things. We've also learned the value of visitations and friendships, and we've learned the value of infection control and learned a lot of lessons too. So I'm not going to say it's all been bad, but because we've learned a few things along the way, and I would be amiss to say that we haven't learned a few things.
Well, maybe if we can look at it in somewhat of a positive way here, it's been an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to weather the storm at the same time. And I would like to think that a lot of us are better for it.
Well, I'm trying to keep my glass half full, and if you hang out with me a little bit, you'll see that. So I try to spin it as positive as I can, because people will say, well, how are you today? Well, there's no use in complaining. Nobody wants to listen to that, so let's just look at it all positive. So that's kind of how I've tried to treat it, and with our staff and our residents. And there was just a lot of downtime, so I tried to be a little bit positive about it. But right now we're moving forward, and I do have one exciting thing I want to share with you guys.
Okay.
Is our activity director, Valerie Chaffin, is just completed a nationally memory and dementia care certification. It's called TIPA Snow. It's kind of the cream of the crop when you talk about dementia and memory care, and how to work with residents that have that, how to work with families. So she went through a pretty lengthy coursework, and she had a mentor that worked with her that's already certified, and so she got her certification in the mail this week. So we're excited about that. So we get to not only train our staff on how better to serve dementia residents, but also our families, and then hopefully the community. So I'm gonna see if I can't talk you into letting her come on and talk a little bit about dementia one day, and see if we can't kind of share some education, some stuff that we've learned.
All right. I want to remind everybody again of your website, which we try to mention each week, where you can find a lot more than you and I can talk about in 5 or 6 minutes. www.thepavilionseniorliving.com. And, of course, Heather, yours close as a telephone, which is 615-444-5556. I know that we're going to be hearing more things from you as time goes on, and I'll just say we certainly wish you well at the Pavilion Senior Living.
I appreciate that.
All right.
And I will talk with you soon. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you. All right. That's it for the Pavilion this morning. The Pavilion Senior Living, Heather Sadler Gallagher. And that takes us to about 21 minutes before the hour. And I have two ladies here who are my guests for part 2 this morning. I know they're both just chomping at the bit to get the story going. Now, if I've got you wondering who I'm talking about, I am talking about Susan Shaw, who's here from Mayor Hutto's office. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is good to see you. Everything okay? You're not wet?
Thank you. It's good to see you, too, and I'm happy I'm not drowning right
Galen Wilson is here as well. Galen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. We've got a lot of things to talk about, and Susan, thank you for sending me a few notes in advance here, but one of the things we're going to be talking about is Wilson Rides because it is your 1-year anniversary.
Yes, it is, and we're really excited about that.
And that was one reason you were wanting to get on as close to today as you could, or sometime this week.
Yeah, we wanted to be in February, and because Wilson Rides started 1 year ago. And I have to say that in Mayor Hutto's office, the work that I do, the initiatives that I do and the projects are really all to impact the quality of life, kind of that side of what the mayor's office does in the county. And one of the most gratifying things has been to work alongside and help get started Wilson Rides, Inc. So it was 1 year ago, February 1st, actually, when Galen Wilson started and started the program.
Well, I don't know how much you might have considered, is this what I want to do? Or if as soon as the idea came along, you jumped at it. But tell us about that.
Well, I don't know that I started out my life thinking that this is what I would end up doing. I've spent my entire life in professional sports, but even while I was coaching, my teams always got involved in community activities, and we did do a lot with seniors. But everyone that knows me knows that how much I adore my mom, and I think she's the one that has given me the passion to help others because she's done that her entire life. I've watched her give back, and I kind of followed her lead. And now that she's going to turn 90 in April, she gave up driving a couple of years ago, and through my search for transportation and finding that there was a lack of transportation, I think it inspired me to pursue this. And yes, when I heard about it, I think the board and Mayor Hutto would tell you that I probably hounded them during the pandemic. When are we starting? When are we starting? Yeah. So,
well, for those who don't know, have never heard of Wilson Rides, we might tell them, do a capsule comment about what it's all about. Go ahead, Galen.
Well, Wilson Rides provides rides to seniors 55 and over who no longer drive. And we provide those rides in Wilson County. Mm-hmm. And the rides are given by volunteer drivers who are fully vetted. And we take them to, local destinations, most of which are medical appointments. But we do try to foster, those relationships with the riders and keep them connected to their community.
Well, now you're the executive director.
I am.
Right? How would you? I'm sure there's usually a few peaks and valleys. Maybe you've had all peaks the first year. I don't know, but how has the first year been? Give us a description here of how you think how far we've come. Give us a grade, maybe. Do we have an A or a B or?
Well, I'm always going to give us an A. I mean, this is a terrific program. And, as in everything, there are challenges, but, if you're not being challenged, you're not growing. So I actually, because this is our 1 year anniversary, I wanted to spend some time this morning just thanking and celebrating all those individuals who actually got us to this point, if you don't mind.
Sure.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Hutto, as well as our board president, Maggie Lee, mm-hmm. And then the board of directors for Wilson Rides, because they had the vision and the passion to see it through.
And I'd like to mention our board of directors because I can't really say enough about them. It takes a village, as they say, but it takes a special group of individuals and board members who just don't want to occupy a seat. They want to give back and make a difference. And our board members are, of course, our president, Maggie Lee, Tracy Pope, Susan Shaw, Greg Butler, Bryson Eubanks, Joe Shade, Adam Maxwell, Sean Dozier, and Gerard Butler. And again, I am fortunate. When I started, that was a gift to me. So I wanted to thank them. And then also Famous Footwear, one of our sponsors, they were actually the group that gave the initial donation for others to follow suit. And then Southern Bank of Tennessee and Vanderbilt Wilson for just having faith in this organization and actually taking a leap of faith and supporting us.
So you're pleased then with where we are after 1 year, and it sounds like you couldn't be much more pleased.
Right, that's exactly right, and that's why when I wanted to come on in this month and just give thanks to all those folks, and of course, Coleman. I can't say enough about you because you have had us and other individuals who support Wilson Rides on here quite a few times. You've helped us spread the word, and so we want to thank you as well.
Thank you. I consider that our job. That's kind of what the program's all
But you do
about.
it so well.
Well, I appreciate that. But I think we might mention Mark Hinesley, and he volunteered to do the first ride.
Oh, absolutely. He not only did the first ride, he has given several rides since then. And honestly, our volunteer drivers are the best. They've driven over 5,000 miles in 9 months. We've been doing rides for 9 months. And they have...
But that means you got the program off the ground in 3 months, sort of.
That's correct. Yeah.
Susan, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, you're right. We're like both chomping at the bit here, so I won't interrupt. But some of the key milestones, Galen was tasked with getting the ride service program started in May, and when she started in February, because we were so anxious and we knew that we needed to get this program started. And sure enough, the first ride was in May, and there were several rides in May, so that was a milestone.
Yeah. All right. We interrupted you.
That's okay.
Are you through?
Oh, no, I'm not through. I could talk all day if you'd let me. I know we're limited on some time here, but
we've got to take a break.
Yes.
Collect your thoughts, and we'll wind this up when we come back. But right now, we'll take a break, and more coming up here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Bates Ford, and get $50 off $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Traffic still running slow on 24 East up by Haywood Lane. We're going on hour number 5, something like that, dealing with this crash that's been up here on 24 eastbound again at Haywood Lane. 24 westbound, of course, that's a given. That's already heavy coming in from Rutherford County. Heavy down 65 right now out of Millersville. 40 building pretty good through Mount Juliet. Warmer weather, it's waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. Log on today, PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Jeff Lee at 615-443-3849 or stop in and see him at the THW main office, 321 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And our final segment for rainy Thursday morning. Let me introduce my guest again. Susan Shaw is with us from Mayor Hutto's office. And you've got a title. I didn't write it down. What?
Project administrator.
All right. But you've been with us several times when there's things you needed some publicity about and let everybody know. And today we are letting everybody know that it's the anniversary of Wilson Rides. And Galen Wilson is the executive director. And you've told us quite a bit about getting started, your passion for this, what it's all about. So what else would you, and there's a few other things Susan and I are going to get to when you and I are finished, but what else you have for us?
Well, again, since this is our 1-year anniversary and I am the executive director, however, I didn't get here by myself. And I wanted to spend this morning just thanking all of those people that have helped us get to where we are. We have over 50 riders in our program currently, and that, I think I did the math, and we were averaging over just about, six riders a month sign up. We have a little over 25 volunteer drivers. And I will say that, our drivers have been the best thing that's ever happened to these seniors. And I think if you were to speak to them individually, they would tell you that this program has been one of the highlights of their lives as well, and being able to give back to others, but meeting the seniors in our community who are full of wonderful stories. They're veterans, they're former school teachers, they're just amazing individuals. And I can't say enough about the volunteers. And some of them are actually up for the Governor's Volunteer of the Year awards, and they are prominent people in our community. So I want to celebrate them, and as well as the senior citizens. They took a leap of faith in joining the program. We're a new non-startup nonprofit, and my guess is, Coleman, that most of them heard about us on your show, and they trusted your show, and therefore they gave us a shot.
Well, I don't know if we deserve that much credit, but thank you anyway. But it is good to help get the word out, and it is something that apparently there's a pretty good need for. And usually something like this, once it gets started and the word gets out, and there's positive vibes about it, then other people want to come along. So I'm wondering, are you preparing for year 2 to grow quite a bit?
I am, and we do need support in order to grow. I mean, we are about as far as we can go with just one person. In my position. Now, we will always grow our ridership. I've got a waiting list of people that want rides, and we're going to grow our volunteer side. We need volunteer drivers, but we also need.
Okay, so again, if I heard you right, you have more riders than you have drivers for.
That's correct.
Right now. Okay, so you can use some more volunteer drivers.
Yes.
All right. How do they volunteer? Call you?
They can call me. I'd love to speak to them. Our phone number is 615-622-5557. They also can go to our website. There is a tab on our website that says volunteer. And if they click on that tab, there is an information section and a form they need to fill out.
Is it Wilson Rides?
WilsonRidesInc.org.
Okay, WilsonRidesInc.org. Okay. And, that's the way so many people do anything anymore. So if they can find you on the internet, then the rest of it should be easy.
Well, they can find us on all the social media platforms as well.
Okay. All right, you've got a golf tournament we need to talk about, and that is a benefit for Wilson Rides, right?
Yes, it is. And it's interesting because I wanted to tell you a little more about Gay Lynn in her, her history. She's really a quality person here, and we're so glad to have her with Wilson Rides because she's been in the sports industry, worked in that as a career, and also has been the president of Leadership Wilson and the Mount Juliet Chamber. And in her various roles, she has organized and run several golf tournaments. So she knows how to put them together. She knows what worked and what didn't work, how to improve it, how to make them flow smoothly. So, I'm a member of the Noon Lebanon Rotary Club, and John Pope has always been, heading the committee to have the golf tournament that has happened now. This will be the 33rd year. And so Rotary and Wilson Rides are doing this in a partnership together, organizing it, getting the putting the event together, getting the teams together, sponsors, everything.
You got a date for it yet?
May 9th,
Okay.
yes. Monday, May 9th, and 11:30 is the lunch and registration, and 1 o'clock is the shotgun
And
start.
where will it be?
It'll be at the, I call it the Lakes in Gallatin, but I think it goes under a different name now. Galen, what's the name?
It's Tennessee Grasslands, and they call it the Lakes Course, but I think people knew it as Fairview Plantation, possibly. But it's one of the most beautiful private courses in Middle Tennessee.
All right.
So if you want the opportunity to play it, now's the time to sign up and yourself and sign up a team.
Yeah, and I think two things that make this a little different this year and really unique and special are that it is at a private course that a lot of people around here have not played at and would like to play at. And also the streamlined tournament, the way that they have streamlined it and the competitions that are involved, I think are going to make it a really nice tournament to play.
There's just something about a golf tournament fundraiser. I mean, and I don't know how different, if any, yours will be, but you usually have a lot of people who want to play. There's usually a shotgun start and 4-member teams and
Scramble.
Scramble, right, and the whole thing, and whether you can play so well or not, it's a lot of fun. And then those who do play well are very competitive, and it makes for a great event, doesn't it?
It does, and I'm excited about it because of the course. It's so beautiful, and we have something for everybody. I mean, if you can be involved in some way, you can donate an item for the silent auction, and our sponsorships range anywhere from $75 to $2,500. You can play, you can volunteer, but as they say, sometimes for some people, a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day in the office. So I'm always excited about golf tournaments.
I've heard that, and I won't disagree. For more information, and we need to get something else here before time runs out. Where can you find more information about the golf tournament?
The Lebanon Noon Rotary has a Facebook page. That's a good place to start.
All right. Okay. The other thing we want to talk about, Susan, is especially license plates, which benefits Wilson Rides, which we have talked about several times. But you got a deadline, and you're wanting to make this a reality.
Yes, and I've talked about it before, but this is sort of one of the initiative to help brand Wilson County and give people a way to demonstrate visually their pride in Wilson County, whether you live here or whether you work here, either way, actually. And so the specialty license plates, we're in what's called the pre-sale period, where we need to sell and sign up 1,000 people at $35 per plate. The deadline is June 30th. If we need to extend that, we will, but we're looking at that as our deadline. We're acting, that's our deadline. And once we have 1,000 people signed up, the license plates will be made, they'll be put into production, and they'll be available at the county clerk's office at the next renewal of people's plates.
And at least part of this $35, I take it, goes to Wilson Rides.
Yes. After the cost of producing the plates, which is a few dollars, 50% of the balance will go to Wilson Rides. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know you've been trying to get the word out here about that, and a lot of people are probably putting it off. It's one of those, well, I don't have to do it. I've got till the end of June to do this. Go ahead and do it and get it over with, right? And help Wilson Rides out.
The clock is ticking and the time is now, and we really appreciate everybody. A lot of people after we're on the show, we have, several signups, and we're really excited about that. So the time is now, and if people are interested, they can go again to wilsonridesinc.org, and there's a tab at the top that says license plates, and you can sign up, fill out the application, pay for it, and you're done right there.
Okay, can we say that almost anything about Wilson Rides that you would need to know, I mean, even if it's a phone number to find somebody, if you go to wilsonridesinc.org, wilsonridesinc.org, you can find it there?
Yes.
It's a wealth of information there, I take it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
I want to say one other thing with the golf
All right.
tournament, that not only does it benefit Wilson Rides, but it benefits the Rotary Foundation. So Wilson Rides is doing a lot of the work and will be a recipient of funds, but the Rotary Foundation also gives to all different community nonprofits in the area.
Right. Well, and that's May 9th, you said, a Monday?
Yep, Monday, May 9th.
Monday
Put
is
that
a
on your
good day
calendar.
for a golf scramble.
What day isn't?
Well, I hope that it would really be nice if you can make some money out of the golf tournament. I'm sure you will. They're just a good way, and you've done enough of these, Galen. So no doubt it's going to be a big success.
Well, if it's a good time, it's a success. And then we hope that we do get quite a bit of financial support from this, and new drivers and new people.
Right, and of course we hope the special license plates become a reality too. Because again, you said that is showcasing Wilson County, if nothing else. And I guess it does show that we care for people who need special rides. Well, we got a minute to go. Anything else before we close out this morning? It's good to see you both, and congratulations on a successful year for Wilson Rides and getting it off and running. If you just get a few more volunteers to drive those cars. And one thing we didn't say, as far as the senior citizens go and the cost for this and so on, how does that work?
The rides are $6 round trip, okay, $6 each. They do pay a one-time a year annual membership fee of $25.
Okay, so that's it. Pay $25 and $6 a ride.
That's
and
it.
The volunteers are volunteering their time.
They're volunteering their time. They do use their own cars.
Okay, so their own time and their own vehicles, which
That's
means,
right.
I guess, their own gas.
They're good people.
And I want to say we're really meeting the mission of providing transportation to our seniors in Wilson County and helping to reduce isolation, which is really a big part of it, connecting them with people.
Well, thank you both for being with us today, Susan Shaw and Galen Wilson. I'm sorry. We appreciate it very much. Have
Thank
a good
you.
one.
Thank
okay, I hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a tremendous day.